أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين إنه خير ناصر ومعين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. أما بعد, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Salamun alaykum wa rahmatullah. We've gathered today to commemorate the wafat and the martyrdom of our second Imam. And I give my condolences to you, the mu'mineen, and in particular to the Imam of our time, Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And today we want to look at the Quran in light of the teachings of the second Imam. When you look at the lives of the early Muslims, you find that the Quran for them was a book of guidance. It wasn't just a book for recitation. It wasn't just a book for rituals. It wasn't just a book to be respected and to be memorized. It was a book that gave them a code of ethics of how to live their lives. They made decisions in life based on their understanding of the teachings of the Quran. We're told in one of the ahadith that one day a person came to the second Imam and he told the Imam that my land is barren and nothing grows on my land and the rain is not falling onto my land. The Imam said to him, go and do istighfar, seek forgiveness from Allah. He went away. A while later another person came to him. He said to him, oh Imam, me and my wife, we've been trying to conceive a child for many years, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not blessed us with a child. What should we do? Which dua should we recite? The Imam said to him, go and do istighfar, seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A third person came to the Imam and he said, Imam, no matter which business transaction, no matter which work I start, I'm not successful at it. I can't seem to make money. My financial status is never a good financial status. What should I do? The Imam said to him, go and seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, there was a companion of the Imam sitting next to him. So he said to the Imam, oh Imam, 3 people came and asked you 3 different questions and you gave them the same answer. How can their 3 different problems have the one and same answer? The Imam said to him, this is what the Quran teaches us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that one of the prophets of God said to his people, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Seek forgiveness from God. God is waiting to forgive you. God is wanting to forgive you. And if you do that, what will happen? يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. God will make the rain flow. God will make your lands fertile. وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ. And God will give you wealth and God will give you children. 3 different problems, but the answer that the Quran gave was one. Now, it's important for us to realize that, look, the Quran is not just a source of law. The Quran is not just a book that teaches us how to pray and how to fast and how to give zakat and how to pay our khums. The Quran is a book of ethics. It gives us principles by which we should live our lives, principles by which our communities should function. For example, you find in the early days of Islam, our imams used to wear the clothes which were worn by an average person in society. They would not dress very rich. They would not dress very poor. They would eat food which was eaten by the average person in society. They wouldn't eat rich, but they wouldn't eat very poor either. Right? In fact, we have in the hadith, one day the sixth Imam, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi afdalu salati was salam, was wearing good clothes. So somebody came to the Imam and he said to the Imam, Yabna Rasulillah, I know who your forefathers were. I know how your forefathers used to wear clothes. And I know they used to wear simple clothes, for example. I wish you would do the same and you would wear simple clothes as well. When the Imam hears this, he says to him, woe be unto you. Have you not read the Quran? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, مَنْ حَرَّمَ زِينَةَ اللَّهِ الَّذِي أَخْرَجَ لِعِبَادِهِ وَالتَّيِّبَاتِ مِنَ الرِّزْقِ. Who has forbidden the zina, the adornment, the beauty that God has blessed His servants? Then the Imam said to him, the fact is that whenever God blesses a servant with a blessing, He likes to see that blessing on him. He likes to see him making use of that blessing. Right? Not only did they use the Quran as a source of ethics in their own lives, they used the Quran to derive the principles by which their communities would function. Right? A very interesting example in the life of Imam Ali alayhi salam. One day the Imam is walking in the streets, and this is the time when he is the Khalif of the time. He's walking in the streets, he comes across a very old man who is begging for money, begging for food. So the Imam asks, Ma hadha? What is this? Why is this man begging? They say to the Imam, this man is begging because he's a Christian. This man is a Christian. Now listen to the answer of the Imam, right? We think that welfare or social welfare started very recently, right? That when people become seniors and the government decides to help them, that's something that was developed in the Western countries. It was developed after the 17th, 18th, 19th century. Before then, the idea of the state assisting seniors was not there. Listen to the answer of the Imam. The Imam says to him, إِسْتَعْمَلْتُمُوهُ حَتَّى إِذَا كَبِرَ. How shameful this is. You used him, this old man, doesn't matter whether he was a Muslim or a Christian or a Jewish person. You used this old man, you did use this person until he became old. And when he became old, وَعَجَزَ مَنَعْتُمُوهُ. Now you don't want to give him anything. Now you don't want to support him. The Imam said, أَنْفِقُ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ بَيْتِ الْمَالِ. Give him what he needs to survive from the treasury. All right? Now, where did the Imam acquire this principle? He acquired this principle from the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, هَلْ جَزَاءُ الْإِحْسَانِ هَلْ جَزَاءُ الْإِحْسَانِ إِلَّا الْإِحْسَانِ. What is the recompense of a good deed except for another good deed? One day the sixth Imam said to one of his companions, there is one verse in the Quran that is all-encompassing. It covers everyone and everything under its blanket. This companion asked the Imam, which verse of the Quran is this? The Imam said, this is the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هَلْ جَزَاءُ الْإِحْسَانِ إِلَّا الْإِحْسَانِ. Then the Imam says, جَرَتْ فِي الْكَافِرِ وَالْمُؤْمِنِ. It applies equally to a believer and to a kafir as well. وَالْبَرِّ وَالْفَاجِرِ. One who does good and one who does evil. If a kafir comes and does something good to you, it is your responsibility to return goodness to him.